Hello. Welcome to Instagram Live with me. I want to talk to you today about social isolation. Hey, Courtney, I'll say it again. Social isolation. So I hear this a lot in people with IBS. It's often, the biggest concern people come to me with is, I just wish I could be social. I wish I could go out and have fun with my friends. I wish I knew what to eat at a restaurant. All of these different kind of questions that people have about being social while having IBS. And if you have some of your own, please leave them in a comment so that I can speak to them. Now, the thing about being social with IBS is we often, when we get diagnosed and we start to feel all these symptoms and you get the onset of it, out of that is born a lot of fears that come with being social that may either cement what has happened in the past and make that stronger, or it may bring new ones about that you've never felt before. So let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a heart. Thank you for some hearts. Let me know if that's where you're at right now. Because I'll give you a couple. Hey, Tanya, I'll give you a couple of my examples. First was in my relationship. I was in a relationship for a long time that wasn't serving me, that didn't give me the flexibility and the freedom to go and be social. And because I thought my IBS was such a hindrance, I would never be able to find anyone different, I stayed with him for far too long. Another small example is I started to believe, right? Because everything I'm talking about is a belief. Whatever you think about your IBS and being social and how you can or how you can't, or what limitations, what boxes you have to put around going out, having a good time with your friends, they're all beliefs, okay? And beliefs are just things that you repeat to yourself over and over and over and over again. You can change your beliefs like that in a snap. Happens all the time. The idea is you have to learn how to create that for yourself. You have to learn how to create your new thoughts, your new beliefs. And so when it came to being social, my belief was, I don't need people. That became my new belief because it was easier for me to go through my day. It was either easier for me to go through my life with the belief that I didn't need anyone, rather than telling the truth that I was really lonely and that I wish I knew how to do the things that I wanted to do. I wish I knew how to go out and, have a drink with friends, or how to go out and enjoy a meal with a man, or how to, not worry about confirming yes on an RSVP to a birthday party because I was afraid I was going to have a flare-up. Like, I wish I knew how to do all these things, but I was scared that, I couldn't and I didn't know how. And so I just told myself, I don't need anybody. I'm good on my own. I leaned into my introvert tendencies, which on that spectrum, yes, I am an introvert. That might be surprising to some of you, but yes, I'm an introvert. But that being said, introverts still need to be around other people at times. We're still humans who need connection. It just looks a little different. And I told myself I didn't need any connection. That the only connection I needed was my pit bull, because it was much easier to say that than something else. And so saying these things, I want you to really think about right now, what are your beliefs? If you're brave and bold, you'll share with me a comment with me about what your beliefs are. You can even ask to join the Instagram with me. I'm happy to hop on, do some hot seat coaching with you right now. What are the beliefs that you have surrounding being social with IBS? Because I guarantee whatever your top level beliefs are, there's things below it. If you're thinking, oh, it's this, there's probably some deeper reasoning to that as to why you do or do not believe that you can be social with IBS. So what is the story that you're telling yourself? What's the belief that you're telling yourself? And it is kind of this question of chicken before the egg. Okay, like, did I have these kind of social anxieties before I got IBS and IBS made it worse? Or did IBS happen and then I had the social anxieties and then my IBS got worse? And where did the spiral start? And honestly, who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter where it came from. To an extent, what matters is that it is what it is right now, and you have the power to crack that cycle. You have the power to decide what you're going to believe about being social with IBS. There's tons of tips and tricks and hacks out there, and I have plenty of them for you, but what I'm telling you is the most important thing is you recognize where you stand in between your ears in terms of being social. Where do you stand in between your ears? You got to get to that place of self-awareness of knowing what really is my fear behind this, right? Like, what do I want? What do I really, really want? What do I specifically want when I'm going out and being social? And how do I feel like IBS is a hindrance to that? And one more thing, you guys, is can we just like flip this on its head for a second? Because so many people think of IBS as like this hindrance to their social life and how, it disconnects them from people. And first of all, it probably disconnects you from the right kind of people, because who the fuck judges someone based on the like quality of their intestines? I mean, seriously, like who does that? Who does that? I don't want those people in my life. And so the people in my life who, if I share with them about my IBS, which now, like, I'm a freaking IBS coach, so it's everywhere, and there's some kind of negative energy exchange, like, I ain't got time for that, and neither do you. So first of all, know that. Second, this is a massive source of connection. IBS and sharing your IBS can be a massive source of connection in your life. And not just with, not just with the people in your life who you know already that you want to get deeper with, but IBS can be a massive source of connection with people you don't even know yet in like a million different ways, because it's something that you're overcoming. It's a struggle. It's a vulnerability of yours. And as soon as you kind of just even open the door to that vulnerability just a little bit, you let all this light flood in the room, and they're like, oh, wow, like you're a real human being. You want to talk about something more than like the Kardashians and the latest recipe of avocado toast. People are going to be like, wow, this chick is for real. She like has some serious depth to her. And if you're that kind of person and you're seeking that kind of connection, IBS can be a serious way for you to like develop that in your life. And so rather than thinking of it as this like obstacle that, you kind of have to like bypass IBS. You have to kind of like have all these hacks and tips and things like in order to like be able to go out and be social. Like, do I have my emergency kit? Do I have my medicine? Do I have the bathroom map? Do I have my own car? Because Lord knows if I have to leave early, I need my own car, which means I can't drink. Do I have like all of these things? Like, instead of thinking about it in that way, you can think about it in terms of it's something I can connect with people on. Straight up. That's what IBS can be for you. Let me go back to this comment. Tanya said, some tricks to improve social anxiety when you have IBS. So first thing, honey, is you have to, before you leave the house, okay? Before you leave the house, you have to see it happening as you would like for it to happen, okay? So this is coming out in a newsletter today, actually related to travel, but so if you're not on the list, click the link in the bio, go get on the list. But in terms of social anxiety, before you leave the house, rather than spinning all these stories, right? Have you done it? Have you spun the stories where you think, okay, I'm going out to dinner with my family, and you're thinking about how you get from point A to point B, you're considering all of the different restrooms, then you're considering what happens if you eat this one thing and then halfway through dinner you feel nauseous, and then you like forget your peppermint oil at home, and you feel like, oh my god, I have to go home, and then you get in a car wreck on the way home, and all of a sudden you're dead. Like, seriously, that is what happens to people with IBS, is we start spinning all these stories, and we think that spinning these stories is the way that we can be prepared, when the best way you can prepare yourself is to think about the time that you want to have and how you want it to happen. Instead of thinking about what you don't want, think about what you do want, right? Think about what you do want. That is the biggest thing you can do, because then you pull that into you. That is what you attract in your time being social. And yes, there's going to be moments, this happened to me in Mexico, there's moments when you think, oh my god, what if this happens? And then call it out for what it is, which is complete and total bullshit. What is it? Bullshit. One more time, what is it? Bullshit. That's right. So anytime you kind of have this, like we're talking here, tackling negativity in the brain, every time you have that negative thought of like, what if, or, oh my god, remember this time back, 4 years ago before I had IBS and I could go out and drink beer and it was awesome with my friends or whatever it was. Call that for what it is, which is bullshit, because the only thing you have right now is right now. The only thing you have right now is right now. So when you go out and you do this, right, and you're picturing it as you want it to happen, and you're thinking about this great experience that you're going to have and the energy that you get to bring to your friends, and then boom, comes in that thought because you've conditioned it now. especially if this is IBS, something you've had for a long time, then you are conditioned to wonder what if. I want you to call it out for what it is, call it out as bullshit, and say, I'm prepared. My body is healthy and fit and strong. I am prepared. Because whatever it is, you'll deal with it, because that's who you are. But what is the point? What is the point in spending this moment you have right now worrying about the future, worrying about the past? Just worry about right the fuck now. I hope that helps. That's my biggest tip for going out with social anxiety. And tomorrow I'm going to be coming live with you guys and sharing my system and my method for how I share my IBS. So I have a very good like protocol that I use. Protocol makes it sound super stodgy, but it's actually really great. It's how I go through a conversation with someone, and you know, I can change and alter it, and you can take parts that you don't like and throw out parts that you don't. I'm sure you do a lot of it already when you share with people about your IBS, but I'm going to go through exactly what I share with them, the sentence frames I use, how I make them feel during this interaction, making sure it's a crucial conversation, it's an open, safe space, and that's what I will be coming live with you for you tomorrow. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. In the meantime, you guys know this launch is happening. It's happening in 5 days. I am just like, I could cry. I'm so busy and productive right now, but I'm over the moon excited to be able to share this with you in a new and interesting way, because I know that, you know, live coaching with me does not work for everyone. We are all over the world. So the fact that I have people in Malaysia and, you know, I do work with some people in Germany, but Germany and South Africa and Australia and all these places, and we're everywhere. And so to be able to share something with everyone is just like so soul affirming. I love you. Thank you. You know that if you have any question or concern related to social anxiety after this video, please send me a direct message and I shall return. Have a fantastic evening. Bye, y'all.